Oh my god, two Mormons. It's hard to feel sorry for these people. Like, dude, you're going to people's houses and bugging them. Like, oh, you know the word about Latter-day Saints? If it was just me, I'd be like, fuck out of here. But he actually emailed them first, I think. It's like a lead. That's why I go like, oh, Hugh Grant's almost sort of cool. Like, all right, sure, yeah. I'll teach you about religion. I was like, oh man, he's giving them sodas, dude. That definitely is Cosby poisoned roofied or something. And he asks about polygamy. And I thought like, all right, I guess he's kidnapping girls. Like, all right, you go be my wife's now. But that's too much like the plot of Barbarian. So I was like, all right, maybe scratch that. But they are uneasy. Like, hey, we need a wife or a woman in the room. He's like, oh yeah, sure, my wife's baking a pie. I'll be right back. She looks on the table, turns around the candle, and the candle says blueberry pie. What? Nobody's cooking shit. Probably not even a wife. Let's get the fuck out of here, right? And then they go to the door, and the door's locked. There's no keyhole or anything. He built this whole house as like a trap. Like Michael Myers in Halloween 2018. She gets a good idea, like, hey man, break this window. You think you could fit through there? She's white girl skinny. Maybe she could. But yeah, they didn't even have windows in the house, and he had the lights on timers and everything. At that part, I'd be like, let's fuck him up. Hugh Grant is old now, you know, like two young girls in their prime versus him. I think they could probably take him. But, you know, these girls can't fight because they, you know, they come from Utah. They even told him, hey man, we got like a phone call that we need to go. Oh, possible. This whole place is made out of metal. There's no cell phone reception here. You're full of shit. Just like all organized religion. She's even texted in between her, like, run. No, it should be fuck him up. She waved it off like a nod, like, no, that's a bad idea. Like a bad baseball pitch. Like, no, man, I go for the balls, you go for the eyes. Let's do it. Then he did a door. Belief or disbelief? You decide how you get out of here. He's pretty much just fucking with them because both doors led to the same place, and he had stuff like, oh, well, it's very intricate. And, no, it was just like a basement that had like a basement underneath that too. I guess that's still pretty impressive. This whole thing is like, do you really believe what you're selling? Like a shitty game show, like to be a Mormon or not to be a Mormon. It pretty much distracts them from the real point of never go into a strange man's basement, but they do anyway. They go down in the basement, and then they see like this like old ass woman, and she's like a sort of a monsterish sort of person. I guess they're brought down there to investigate her because she eats a blueberry pie and dies. Just she croaks over and dies. And she's really ugly looking besides that. And they had like a Silence of the Lambs or doorbell. But the whole point was she died. But then when they came back into the room from trying to get out, she came back to life. But all this was just an elaborate, like, magic trick. Like, he has this whole plan out, and I guess he was doing this for a while. See, it's like the two doors lead down to a basement that it leads into another basement to make a choice, but the magic trick is there's a second woman that replaces the dead one. A pretty basic magic trick. You don't need a whole model just to pull that off. See, that thing on the floor? That's eventually going to be used to kill Hugh Grant. But before that, one girl's like, you are full of shit. And he goes, nope, I ain't hearing it. Sliced her across the throat. The surviving girl actually went on with like more of this experiment, climbed down to the basement, up a couple of ladders, and found a whole series of women living in cages. So I guess he could do this trick more often. Why are they helping him with these tricks? I don't know. His glasses girls got stabbed in the stomach. She also poked a hole in that fool's neck. But he wasn't really quite gone yet until, remember that thing that fell on the ground with the nails? The girl who got slit her throat, she came back and hit him in the head with it. So that really fished him off. And then she was able to like get a key and climb up top. I don't think she lived too far longer. Like she actually met her and after like getting off the property like a mile. The point being, religion is a form of control. And hey man, I'm agnostic. I'm like, yeah, sure dude, that makes sense.